Alright, let's talk about my cause and effect in the world you can absorb. So ever since I became one of those people back in the day, since they can't call out my autism, where when I watch Naruto, it's a point after point. What I became was a thug. Those basically that completely betrays autism. The point literally when you see me on the outside, there's purple. Whenever I'm talking to different city, I'm talking about the government. Whenever I'm watching Naruto, you know how he's looking like a thug, that's scary. I can tell you, I fucked my life up. I have real cause and effect. I can tell when somebody's bringing a fake person. Literally, I also can tell where morph is. What you can do with morph is you could morph somebody's skin in order to stop somebody from making it by morphing their entire body in the whole world. Happens all the time too. I was gonna make a video about Mandy, literally about Uncle Tommy's cause and effect. Like I was just about to win, and then you sit another person. Said then people I know you do this and that. I know literally you just want autism to be this and that, and guess what ends up happening? I ended up calling out passion, ended up calling out white people like, yo, so you just want autism to be this and that. Why don't you want autism to be great creators? Literally, that's why I got to refer to Stephen Hawking. When people used to burn me up, and so I'm like, yo. So the whole thing I do with Gabe is done to be light upon. Literally, it's literal. What happened to me was I ended up becoming one of those kids who talk shit to the government. Big disclaimer, my life is, over at 30. My life is definitely over, by accepting it being over. There's a catch-22 to that. You see, what causes and effect because you're calling out something big. Literally, the police almost never make their move. You're doing the exact opposite of autism in response. What do? They control a situation like Gabe when they stop you, from making real money. They control a situation like your mom. Literally, they blow us up because they don't recognize that she's not thinking like little kids. Anyway. The people who used to rape in high school, literally, the people who used to do the super double backflips, literally, who got kicked out of school. Didn't call out the government. I know it's here right now because I know literally if you don't get a car in your early 20s, literally you're gonna play you in your 30s. This is that. So I chose to go to jail. Literally, since a car is just for show, literally I'm gonna get robbed in school and then I'm gonna go to jail. I saw the same Rhino dude literally picking up garbage literally at the liquor store. I did my research on. I became one of those at 31. But there's a catch-22 of cause and effect. What ends up happening? When the police are making decisions, they use the black room, they do the whole evaluation room. What they see is big and not small. What ends up happening is they end up agreeing with your whole story. Only handicapping you a little bit, then they validate your children. What happens to Kris at work, Lily, is that they wait Lily to an opportunity is detrimental. Lily, if Kris doesn't have good behavior, then they pound him where a consequence, Lily. So they call out cause and effect and let things drag out. They say your older brother, Lily, and then they say consequence. Exactly what that shit is. That's what happened when I started listening to better using that iced tea. Lily, you end up like Sonny. That's what you call out in autism is autism isn't able to play off shit. Lily, you call out that the autistic kid's in pain. It doesn't do anything really fun. So they said, ha ha ha, well, with the Laffy Taffy, literally, there's that, where there's also responsibility. It happens to Anthony's Uncle Harold. Literally, when he's walking out those apartments, literally, when he's doing this, and that, he's living a life equivalent to autism. Literally, and that's why I got mad. I got terrified of things, because what they did was they took my cause and effect away. But literally, calling out that I get bitches and not letting me see my anime, literally, they made my life equivalent, to autism. Without material, see, I told you in high school how I can at least have whole concepts. They took away a whole concept away from me, but now you know why it has to be there. Literally, if it's a real catch-22, it has to be catch-22 instead of, a real setup from a gang.